Danica Lorer, and this is Lit Happens, your celebration of the literary arts here in Saskatchewan. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome my guest, Dr. Branimir Gjetvaj. Now, Dr. Branimir is a biologist, photography instructor, and an environmental photographer. He specializes in natural history and Western Canadian landscapes. He aims to promote the appreciation and protection of natural environments. He's here today to talk about Islands of Grass, a partnership with Trevor Harriott. Now, this book has just been nominated for a Saskatchewan Book Award, actually 3 Saskatchewan Book Awards. Branimir, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you for the invitation.
I'm so pleased to talk to you. The photographs in this book are stunning, and that's your part of the partnership.
That's my part of that's my part of the deal, yes.
So tell me a little bit about how you got connected with Saskatchewan writers in your work as a photographer.
Well, I am a photographer. I can write, but I'm a very slow writer. It takes me a long time to write. So just to tell the story about the events or topics that I want to kind of share with the audience, with this book and also with a book about the Great Sandhills, I got partnered with a writer, natural history writers, to kind of jointly tell the stories about the nature that we have here in Saskatchewan.
And so what is so unique that captures your eye about the Great Sandhills and about the grasslands?
Well, both books are about the grasslands, and there is something that really attracted me to come to this province, beside the job that I got here, is that wide open spaces that we have. It really, when you go to the prairie and you feel so small, you feel so insignificant in a large kind of context, it's something special that I haven't seen. I lived in different parts of Canada, but prairies are something special and really dear to me.
Well, and I think lots of people think, oh, it's so wide open that it's boring. But when we live here and we love that, we see something different. What are some of the things that really capture your imagination and your heart in the landscape?
Well, when you think about the landscapes, there's a dual feeling to them. They can be open. You can really feel very small, but what's magical about the prairies too, there are 2 worlds. One world is when you see like horizon as far as you can go, but also the little world close to the ground. So if you look closer to the ground, look more in the details, there's a lot of things happening in that ground layer. So that duality of the landscape is really interesting. And just being in a landscape that you feel that you're like on the ocean. That's why they call them inland seas, because especially some part of the countries, when you have gentle rolling hills, it does feel that you're in the ocean.
And so through this work, you're also saying that these places deserve to be protected. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, they need to be protected both for the aesthetic reasons, because we enjoy, people go there. As soon as you go, they only need to go once or twice to really appreciate the beauty and significance what we have. And they also need to be protected because they have a very important role to sustain the environment that we live in. Natural grasslands have been drastically altered because they're very productive, and we grow our crops there. We grow wheat, we grow canola, other crops, pulses. So over 80% of the landscape have been changed. So we are losing that native grasslands and the beauty that we had since, like before this white settlers came into this area. So what we wanted to do with book, with the Island of Grass and also with the Sandhills, is to tell the story about the grasslands, about the animals and plants that live there, but also about the people who really depend on the healthy prairie to sustain their livelihoods. So it's both story about the natural history and story about the people who inhabit this area.
And the health of those regions, though, also contributes to the health of all of us.
That is true, because both we have spiritual significance to us. We really feel stronger, healthier when we interact with the natural habitats, healthy natural habitats. But also it is a source of livelihood, because a lot of communities, especially ranching communities, depend on the healthy native prairie for raising cattle and sustaining their families.
And so you're wearing your your Nature Saskatchewan
Oh, yeah.
vest today, and so that's another one of the organizations that you're passionate about. So tell us a little bit about how that connects to your life as well.
Well, it's both are combined. As you said in introduction, I use my photography to kind of tell the stories about the natural history. And the idea behind the books was to entice people to go and explore nature themselves. And the work as a photographer, and then my work with the conservation organizations like Nature Saskatchewan, was to share the knowledge and encourage people to learn about nature and experience them themselves firsthand. And also there are a lot of conservation other programs that we work with producers to modify their practices so they can have a less impact on the environment, but also with a less impact to enhance their production, because nature and human activities, they work in synergy, because we have to think about how we interact with nature and how we position ourselves in nature and how the nature responds back, because if that relationship is healthy, we'll benefit from it.
Well, and what a great way to share that and to show people by showing us how beautiful everything is. Now, do you have favorite photographs that you can describe to me that are in this book, or do you think you love all of them?
It's like, yeah, what's your favorite child, right? You have kids. Like, can you say what's your favorite kid? It's really hard. No, I can't say. The images that I chose for the book is, when we look at it, I try to describe, kind of illustrate traveler stories, because that's very important. The way how we interact with each other is through stories. That's a very important role for the writer. For the photographer, it's an important role to illustrate those stories and trying to present what is my feeling, what should be said about the prairies. And the images that I picked, the images that you see, again, sense of wide open spaces. If I took pictures of animals, for example, a lot of the images as small animal in a wide space, to have that sense of interaction between wildlife and nature. So it's not kind of close-up textbook type of images, but there are more animals in the environment.
And are there any things while you were selecting, while you were taking photographs for this book, did anything really surprise you?
No, no, I wouldn't say. What do you mean, like, surprise me? In what sense?
Did you see anything new that you hadn't seen before?
No, I wouldn't say that. No.
Just all the beauty that you see when you
all the
open your
beauty
eyes.
that I saw. You kind of look at back when you think of review the images and really sense what is, let's say, aesthetically beautiful image, but also what is the image that'll tell the story. And that's what I try to do more and more as a photographer. Take pictures that not only show the beauty, but also tell the story about the environment, especially like the ranching life, how people interact with the environment too. So not just aesthetics, but the storytelling as well, which is, again, synergy between a writer and a photographer, which I hope we were successful in this book.
Well, thank you so much, Branimir. It's been a delight to have you on the show. We're all out of time today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I'm Danica Lorer, and this has been Lit Happens. You can find past episodes by going to Shaw TV Saskatoon on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook or Twitter. And if you'd like to be on the show or you have an idea, please contact me at danicalorer@gmail.com. Thanks for watching.